Excuse me. So during Gary's 411s, he was asking people like if they wanted any extra types of training or like what they want to see us doing. So we got a couple different things in those 411s. One of them was requests for repairs, like how to write them better, right? So I'm going to go over that with you guys today. So requests for repairs are really, really simple, right? People overthink these of like what to write on them and how to like say things. You guys don't need to overthink these. There's only 2 sentences you're really ever going to need to write a request for repairs. I write all my requests for repairs this way. It's really, really easy, okay? So these are the only 2 sentences. So I want you guys, if you have notes, write these down. Get a piece of paper out and write these down in your notes. Sorry, should have told you guys before we started. The reason I want you guys to write this down is because, Teresa, write it down. Write it down, take a pen and a piece of paper. The reason I have you guys, and I learned this a long time ago at different conferences, when you write something, it sticks in your head a lot better because everyone always takes pictures of the slides and stuff and you don't remember that, right? I have so many pictures. Just like Livingston right now. I have so many pictures. I'm a visual person, so okay. I have so many pictures of slides and shit, like from conferences, and I never, yeah. If I write it down, I remember. All right, so the first one, this is what I call a simple repair. So this is one that does not require a licensed professional, all right? So think about like fence boards, really easy fixes, right? Painting, maybe even like some flooring if it's real easy. There's a lot of things that we can use a handyman for, right? Or the sellers can even do it themselves a lot of times. So if it's something like that, which where one thing to think about too, when you ask for a repair and you ask that it be done by a licensed professional, you're increasing the cost of that repair. So you're less likely to get it, right? But if it's something really, really important, like HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and it's like a big issue, you want a licensed professional to do it, right? So you kind of got to know the difference of like, can a handyman do this, or do I want this to be like, you know, almost warranted or like done by a professional? So the first one is going to be the simple one, right? You don't necessarily need a professional to do it. So seller to repair, replace whatever the item is, right? Hot water heater, stove, doorbell, it could be anything, right? To proper working condition. That's all you have to say, right? And then in the parentheses here, I will usually reference on the home inspection. You know how the home inspections always have like the little item number? I'll put the item number right there so that they can go and look at the home inspection. I say this word for word every single time. Seller to repair, replace, then in parentheses you put whatever it is to proper working condition. And then it's almost the same exact thing for something that requires a professional. So a contractor, plumber, electrician, HVAC. Seller to repair, replace, toilet or hot water heater or electrical outlets or whatever, to proper working condition using a licensed, and then whatever type of person it is. You could say professional, but if it's like a water thing, you usually use a plumber, right? If it's an electrical thing, you usually use an electrician. Can't speak today. And then the same thing, I put the item number here. Any questions on this?
What's the ops team?
Our operations team? Yeah, so when you guys are negotiating requests for repair, so as agents, right, you guys are in charge of the negotiations part of the contract, right? We want you guys turning and burning, like talking to people, showing houses, writing contracts, negotiating deals. That's what makes you guys money, right? Writing paperwork does not make you guys money, right? Besides the contracts, right? Writing offers. Once you get into escrow, the operations team really kind of takes it over from there, right? They can do a lot of the stuff. you are still in charge of the negotiations. So if there's a request for repair negotiation happening, that's between you and that agent, right? But let's say you talk to your buyer, you go over, they want to ask for A, B, and C. As long as you tell the ops team, hey, they want to ask for A, B, and C, they have this template. They can write your request for repairs using this right here. And they're just going to plug in whatever you tell them right here, right? So it's very easy. You can have the ops team help you write these if you want. If you, you can write them yourself too, but if you want to have them do it, they can also, and it's going to look exactly like this, right? Which is when you write it, I also want it to look exactly like this. So it should be the same no matter what, okay? So in case you've all written it down now, you've taken photos, in case you forget, I'm going to show you how you can find this. So,
What if you don't want them to repair or replace, but you want them to give you a credit, but you want to state what the credit is for?
why would you state what the credit's for?
Because I've had agents, like, they're like, well, you didn't state what it was for, so.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, that's just, if it's a credit, it's a credit. It doesn't really matter what it's for. It doesn't,
I thought, but.
yeah.
Yeah, but you probably, they're gonna have, if they go talk to their seller,
Yeah, I think
they're gonna
that
say,
would
well,
be
what's the credit for? And if
Yeah.
they're like, well, $1,000, like, for what?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you wanna know what you're giving credit for?
That's what.
Well, that's usually a conversation. But it doesn't. When it comes to contracts, it doesn't matter what it's for. It just matters that it's a credit.
Well, he
So
said-
the conversation, yes, I do that all the time. When I'm negotiating with the agent, I'm on the phone. I'm talking about, hey, they don't like this, this, and this, but they're just going to ask for a $3,000 credit. When I go to the seller, I'm telling them what it's for. But the contract doesn't matter. Like the contract, the only thing that matters is that there's a $3,000 credit, right? So paperwork-wise, it doesn't necessarily need to state what it is. But yes, you are right. Like when you're negotiating, usually people want to know what they're negotiating for.
I had a guy where he's like, I want everything on paper. Like, I guess when he shows the seller, he likes the wording, so it's not coming from him. You know, so people don't think you're lying.
So what's going to happen is if you do well, this could happen because this happened to me. If you write an addendum, because remember we do credits on addendums. If you put what it's for, then the lender has to get it, and then they're going to say, actually, no, that's a lender required repair now. That literally just happened to us on Yuma. We did a credit, and we said something about termite on there, and sure as shit, now they required. This is a shit show, getting these contractors out there, which was. They said it was water damage. None of it was actually even water damage. So it was like a nightmare trying to get an underwriter to approve something that wasn't even there. Yeah. So that's what you'll run into. That's why we don't do repairs on addendums, because then the lenders are going to see that. They're going to want a copy of the home inspection. Then they're going to start calling out all kinds of repairs. So I don't put what it's for when it's money, right? If it's a request for repairs and we're going to fix things, then yeah, use the request for repairs, but that never goes to the lender. Right? Don't ever send that to the lender unless you want a headache. Okay, so let me share this screen real fast. So we actually have this already written for you in Glide as well. So we have all kinds of stuff written for you. Okay, so when you log into Glide, if you click in the top right on your initials or your picture up there, whatever's there, this little clause manager button, if you click on that, there are all these different things of like wording to put in your contract depending on what you're trying to do. So like this one right here, a simple request on a request for repair. So there it is. Seller to repair, replace, example, doorbell to proper working condition, item blank. You just copy and paste this into your request for repairs. That's all you have to do. We have so many things on how to, basically everything you will ever need to write in your contract almost is already in Glide for you. All you have to do is copy and paste it, right? It's in the clause manager. Really? I've gone over this so many times.
Where did you go to get in there?
Okay, so again, everybody, pay attention. In the top right-hand corner, there are your initials. Or your picture, if you put a picture there. If you click on it, your settings pop up. There's a button that says Clause Manager. That will take you to all of these different verbiages that you can put into your contract, all right? So, So like this one on top, like here's the request for repair requiring a professional tradesman. So the same exact thing, seller to repair, replace, example, hot water heater to proper working condition using a licensed plumbing contractor. All right, all you have to do is copy and paste it into your request for repairs. You're only gonna say those 2 sentences every single time. You're gonna have 3 sentences if you're asking for 3 things. The same sentence every single time, it's just gonna be a different item on each one. That's how I write my request for repairs. It's super simple. Like you don't have to think about how to word things differently every single time. This should just be like a copy and paste type situation. Just get it done and move to the next deal.
Now, if you have, you know how there's an option where it says, where you don't write anything, you just put see attached report with your request builder? Like, do you recommend just writing it all in, or is that okay just to send the request builder? Since it has that button where it says see attached report.
The attached list?
Yeah, the attached list.
Like, are you talking about like the home inspection has like the thing where you can click which ones you want?
Yeah.
I've never done that. I always write out my own request for repairs.
Okay.
You can, I guess, but you're gonna want to specify which one doesn't need a licensed contractor and which one does, because a home inspection is always gonna say licensed contractor. Yeah, but most things don't need to be done with a licensed contractor. You'll get a lot more things done if you don't ask for them.
I have buyers that they did an inspection, they make sure that the AC works,
Uh-huh.
but he wants to see if it's possible to get it fully inspected.
So that's an inspection.
So is that something that he has to pay for out of pocket?
Generally, yeah. If buyers want inspections done, they have to pay for those inspections. Now, if you just want to avoid that and you just want to make sure that it's working properly, you could just ask for like a certification. That's the only thing that doesn't work on this if you're doing like a certification. So like a 2-year roof cert, for example, right? So if I go on here, let me find it. Asking for a 2-year roof cert. Seller to provide a 2-year roof certification from a licensed roofing contractor. You just copy and paste that into your thing. That's all you have to do. So in the AC, I would say, I don't even know if they'll give us certification on AC, but seller to provide a HVAC certification from a licensed HVAC technician. Basically, it's just gonna be an invoice that shows it was inspected and everything is working. So that's like a way, like if your buyer doesn't want to pay for inspections, but they say, oh, I want to make sure the AC is working, just put that the AC is going to be certified by an HVAC technician, because that's going to come with an inspection. Some sellers, though, will be like, well, you need to pay for the inspection and we'll pay for the certification. That'd be me. Any questions on this stuff, guys? Did that make it easier for you all? Like how many of you guys have written requests for repairs before? Most of you? Okay. So this is pretty simple stuff. All right. That's my training. Very simple, right? If you have questions, ask Celeste. If you need to remember how to get here, ask Celeste. She's your go-to. I did my part. I trained you guys. Now it's up to you. And Celeste. Yeah. All right, we're going to get into the next part. Gary, you are up, sir. We're going to go over numbers from last week and phone shift. Huh?
I thought he had his camera up like that, and I was walking into it.
Are you still recording it?
Oh, no, I'm going to turn this part off, actually, because I keep recording the same things over and over.